The Twilight Hammer, as disorganized as they are dangerous. This ancient cult has been causing problems for as long as any can remember. And now in Dragonflight, they are making moves once again, under the guise of the Worldbreakers. The true hour of Twilight may soon be revealed, and the breadcrumbs have already been laid. Let's refresh ourselves on the history of this apocalyptic cult, and stay to the end to hear some of our speculation on where these reveals are about to take us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come, take a seat by the fire. Let's first look back into Warcraft's history to find their dark origins. The first moment we are introduced to them is actually on the alien world of Draenor. The pale orcs were feeding on the void magic spilling from the injured Naru Kure, and after long enough exposure, it began to twist their minds. It was in this twisted revelry they first caught glimpses of the prophecy of the hour of Twilight. This was a belief in the very moment that the void would irrevocably twist all the physical universe to be a reflection of itself, a shadow that would envelop all things. It is worth a notable mention here that the void does not wish to see the universe destroyed. When they say devour the universe in shadow, they mean twisting all things to be under its sway, much the same way as the nightmare corrupts the dream. A powerful ogre magi, Cho'Gall, studied the secrets of this dark premonition, and would dedicate his life to seeing it come to pass. It was through him that the Twilight Hammer first reached Azeroth. Even now, long after his death, however, their dark work continues beneath the sigil of the flaming hammer. And like a wildfire, the cult's teachings have spread throughout every area of our world, no doubt spurred on by the gods imprisoned beneath our very feet, as well as many of the books falling into the hands of impressionable church members. The void offers freedom where the light demands obedience, an alluring offer. They have had a hand in many of the darker events, with their most notable moments during the events of Cataclysm. Here, they would attempt to aid Deathwing in bringing the hour of Twilight, but through the sacrifice of the aspects, this one path to victory would be halted. Then, Sargeras would, in a last desperate act, stab Azeroth. It was in Silithus where the Great Wound would be made. This happened to be the largest base of the Twilight Hammer. Many of them would perish, and the surviving members quickly rallied under new leadership, only to be routed once more. Then N'Zoth, spurred to action after he believed death was gaining too much ground, would see the next spike in cult activity. However, upon N'Zoth's defeat, it was believed that the cult activity would dissipate, along with the influence of the old gods. This could not have been more wrong. Not only does the power of the old gods still rage on, it was Illyria herself that said the voices have only gotten worse. This brings us to Dragonflight, where the Twilight Hammer has been rebranded. This is not the first time it has been done, as there have been many splinters in the past, like Fandral and the Druids of the Flame, just as an example. They call themselves the Worldbreakers here, and while the name may have changed, the goal is the same as it has always been, to bring about the hour of Twilight. They are posing as the voice of Deathwing, to sway dragonkind into continuing this corrupted aspect's dark work. An ogre named Syganoth is revealed to be behind this deception. However, even after this revelation, the cult continues their work, even re-summoning Morchok, a huge crystal elemental that wreaked havoc upon the world. This current iteration seems fraught with many of the same failings as their predecessors. The constant vying for power and internal politics halts them even now, their own members turning on each other. But just like the past, we believe the members themselves are expendable. What really matters is reaching that final hour. There has been much foreshadowing recently. The ultimate victory of the void may be upon us, or as they like to call it, the hour of Twilight. The first clue worth mentioning is during some time travel adventures in Thaldraszus. Through a time anomaly, it is possible to be taken back to the time of the Black Empire. While there, all the old gods speak to you in your mind. While they are of course attempting to exert their will upon you, the whispers can be quite revealing. They begin to use their precognition to look into your timeline. They see the dragons drinking the water and being uplifted. They see how they will access the Emerald Dream through the roots of the world trees. But most interesting of all is when they see the player. They state they have seen us, what we are, what we will be, implying that they have also seen their defeats. Even after finding this out, they don't seem particularly perturbed. Instead, they think we have already lost. They are patient beings, and this was all part of the plan. While I will not repeat some of the other breadcrumbs we found, you can hear them in our other videos, like the confirmation that the old gods still live, the intense presence of decay, or the connection to the Drust. I will link those videos in the top right and in the description. But there is one major foreshadowing we've missed. However, I would like to preface this. This is a little more out there in terms of our usual theories, so make sure your tinfoil hats are on tight. It begins with a quest named The Shadow of His Wings. This is the quest line that has you confront the so-called voice of Neltharion and reveal him to be a Twilight Hammer agent in disguise. In the same cave that you confront him, there is a high mountain tauren that has been caged. His name is Wude Pretfoot. He explains how he came here in search of answers, and now they plan to sacrifice him in a ritual, one presumably to bring about the hour of twilight, or at least move closer to it. While this would not seem out of the ordinary in World of Warcraft, a few key points really stood out to us. The first is his name. Pretfoot immediately felt like they were trying to make a pun about doomsday preppers. But what if the name is telling us something more? What if he represents a step or a foot along the path towards the doomsday? The next is his choice of apparel. He is in fact wearing an anglerfish hat. Whenever there is mention of an old god and a fish, of course everyone thinks of N'Zoth, the anglerfish being an obvious predator, luring us towards its jaws. So, to put this together, what if this one unusual and easily missed NPC is in fact telling us a truth? That N'Zoth, as represented by the anglerfish, in breaking his change and escaping, was merely a bait. That he was in fact a sacrifice just like Pretfoot, one that was needed to see their final goal being enacted. Why else would the whispers grow so much louder upon his death? Like I said, this one is a little more out there, but this expansion has been dripping in creativity and lore hints, and it would not surprise me in the least to see this. The one terrible thought was, what if the old gods got a hold of the souls placed in the seed in Ardenweald? That many souls is a lot of power, enough fuel for even the greatest of plans. Yogg-Saron told us long ago, all things have souls, all things can be devoured. If they attempt to bring the seed through the portal in the Onaran Plains, this could be a huge mistake. The nightmare is still spreading, and due to the proximity to Northrend, this portal can easily be corrupted. A perfect place to snatch, no? Okay, but let's not get too much into the weeds on this one. No pun intended. But it sure is fun to speculate. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this plausible? Or is this more of an I want to believe moment? Oh, and don't forget to come back anytime.